As I said, Elizabeth Louise Vigée-Lebrun in your textbook is classified or organized as part of the Enlightenment portion of the chapter. However, my argument is that she more directly fits with the neoclassical. Uh, Here we are looking at her self-portrait, and she has presented herself to us in her characteristic fashion or style, which is extremely relaxed. We see her in this not extremely opulent, but still very fine dress with this gorgeous red sash and this frilly lace collar. Again, this would not be something she would be wearing when she's really painting, but she's showing off her elegance and grace as a woman, and she has her hair wrapped in a painter's turban to keep it out of her eyes as she's in the act of painting. She has paint on her brushes, and unlike L'Abbe Guillard's composition, where we assume we are the viewer, instead what we see here is she's greeting us, the viewer, but she's painting a very different person. This person is Marie Antoinette, Queen of France. What? Yes! In fact, Vigée-Lebrun and Marie Antoinette were very close friends, and she painted several very important official portraits of the Queen. So here, she's inviting us into her studio as she continues to work, and she's stopped. Very casual, very open, very honest. Her mouth is open almost as if she's about to say hello, come on in, or bonjour, entrez, entrez. And we are um, gifted with coming into her studio as she's working on this portrait of the Queen. Now, as I said, this is characteristic of Vigée-Lebrun's style. Her style was marked by this very relaxed or open, less formal manner. This is another self-portrait of of Vigée-Lebrun. This is her with her daughter, and we can see this loving embrace between the two of them, this affection here. Oh, so lovely, right? And then this one is of Madame Maule Raymond. And we see her in this beautiful posture where she's almost filled with activity to the point where she can barely hold still for this painting. And she has this adorable rosy cheek smile. Now, that doesn't have a lot of the artificial paint and makeup. Her hair has some powder in it, right? So she's still a woman of elegance and class, and she's got this fantastic fox fur stole. But look at the dynamism in her, and look at those rosy cheeks. She's an active and almost mischievous young woman, isn't she? Isn't she fantastic? Look at this one here. This is another by Vigée, and I show it just so you get an understanding of her very typical style. This is the Marquis de Pez and the Marquis de Rouget with her two children. These two are sisters, and they have married into French nobility, and we see them in all of their elegance. They have these fantastic turbans. I keep on using the word fantastic. Ugh! They have these beautiful, how's that? Beautiful turbans on. This was all the rage. And this silk gown that Marquis de Pez is wearing, it's shot silk. We got pink and blue. Oh, gorgeous. She has this striped gown on. Oh, stripes? Is she two-faced? Uh, I said it's not every time for shorthand for a two-face between stripes. But here she's got her two children, two boys, and they have this affection as they loop their arms around their mother and look at her lovingly. So this is very typical of Vigée-Lebrun's style. I like to show you this because we're going to look at another work of art by Vigée-Lebrun of Marie Antoinette. Here, two more by Vigée-Lebrun. This is the Duchess of Polignac, and this is one of the official portraits of Marie Antoinette. Dun, dun, dun. Now, let's look at this one first. Typical of a Vigée-Lebrun, we have this gorgeous, crisp line work and painting and delicate texture. We have this kind of open, sweet mouth and these rosy cheeks. This portrait of Marie Antoinette had, in its time, become infamous. Infamous as in bad? Yeah. Well, why? It seems fine to me. Because the Queen of France is dressed here in the latest fashions. These fashions include this white muslin fabric, very neoclassical, remember? Her hair tied up into this elaborate powdered curls, very typical. And then she has this beautiful straw hat with these ostrich plumes, these ostrich feathers. And it looks as if she's been out in the garden, coming back inside to make this flower arrangement, a very delicate, female appropriate pastime. So, what's the big deal? The big deal, and why this became an infamous portrait, is because the costume that she's wearing, that white muslin, is so English. She's the Queen of France, and the people of France, specifically, excuse me, the courtiers of France, saw this and they were like, you're being so unpatriotic. You're being a brat. You're supporting British fashion. We hate the British. So they didn't like this. Going back to our self-portrait, we can see again those typical elements of a Vigée Lebrun portrait. Our next work of art is Of the Queen by Vigée Lebrun.